and on colors. So, from the three of you, uh, I want to know who is going to do us a recap of our misadventures from last time. Jeez, you don't need to fight over it. Do you guys
Well,
want to
I
roll
Oh,
a,
kind of did the
d20?
recap last
And
week,
do
but
it. Did you want me to do it?
okay,
Okay.
go for it.
So last week, um, we set out to find the halfling NPC to reward him for, or basically kind of set out to handle some debts. We rewarded him for helping us out and set him up in a tavern for the month, um, to, I guess, try and get him off the streets and kind of rehabilitate him, get him moving further towards being a reputable guide instead of just um a beggar and a misanthrope. Rand, that's who it was. Um, and then we went back to Lowtown to see uh, the orc lady blacksmith,
Blush.
Glush, yes. And we paid her out the rest of the money that was owed her. And she was not super happy with it because when she realized what we had done, she felt like her information was very valuable and she wasn't getting her full due. So Sparks chimed in and shoved more gold in her face, and that kind of mollified her for a bit. We then had to get ready for the royal party that we were going to that night. So we went out and got fancy clothes, some more fancy than others.
hmm,
And I believe our tiefling was able to get a discount for us. So um, we
Mm-hmm.
were able to even get it for even cheaper than usual. So some of us went super fancy, some of us just went normal fancy. We then went to the party, and when we went in, there were a whole bunch of fancy people that we didn't really know a whole lot about. But we knew some stuff about some stuff. So we found about Flamen Alia, who's kind of like the Pope of the Imperial cult, and Dryas spoke with her and found out that she's actually like really upset about the wedding because she's usually when the prince marries a flamen, whoever the flamen is at the time does the service. Um, but because he's marrying an elf from an outside land, they decided to respect some of their culture instead. So Alia is not going to be doing the ceremony, and she's not happy about that at all. Um, and we saw Maricel, the Prime Minister, um, of Amont, and she was sent. Amont has a king and queen. It's a rocky country, so they're really into like kind of the metallurgy and the mining type stuff. They're kind of a steampunk society, and Maricel looked like all every bit the artificer that anybody could look. She was sent because the king and queen are really old, and so she's younger and more like easier to handle a long journey than it would be for a couple of older people. and they're in this central part of the map. So you remember where they are. Uh, we um, we met Vulcan, a dwarf from the Iron Shell Islands, which is to the northeast of the continent. And we learned that they're kind of members of the Empire, but kind of not. It kind of felt like they had a sphere of influence of the Empire. There are 12 dwarf clans, and each clan is both a family and a trade. It kind of sounded like so one clan would be like, these are blacksmiths, and one clan would be like, these are tailors, type of thing. And so the traditions kind of ends up being kind of passed down through the family and perfected through generations. And that Vulcan is a clan master of brewing, and he was super drinking, and uh, uh, Ghost was actually helping him super drink even more to try and get him relaxed and find out more things from him. And then we found out that the princess had arrived this same day, but had not made an appearance at the party yet, and that was unusual because it felt like she should definitely be here. And mm, oh yeah, and the Flamen wanted us to see if we could retrieve um, the thief's body, Mr. Nobody's body, so that she could interrogate it with like a speak undead or speak to dead. And that's pretty much all I remember and wrote down.
Wow, it was really, really good. You even remember a bunch of details that I thought it would pass by you. So yeah, that's well deserving of the bonus DM inspiration that is in the shape of a D10 that you can use during the session.
Outstanding.
Yeah, it's for the party, so you decide amongst yourselves how is it's the what is the best use of it. Okay, I'm opening the game on Google Chrome, so I can import your character sheet, Cash. But in the meantime, we can go on. Uh, we can continue on the game because as we left off last time, you are invited for this very uh, fancy meeting of nobility from all around the continent. Some of you probably have never expected to to ever be in such a situation, or maybe you didn't even know that those types of meeting existed in the first place. But now that you are here, it's clear that even though it they try to create this sense that they are untouchable, that they are superior somehow to the common folk that they rule over, these noble men and women are just like everyone else. You already sense that they have the same types of feelings. You saw that Fleming Alia was angry and envious, even though she is supposed to be such a spiritual guide to the people. You saw that some of them act not as uh, not as noble on quotation marks. They don't hide that they are sometimes bored, that they wish that they could be someplace else. It's all very clear that uh, that now for you. But even so, here you are in a scenario you never thought you would be, dining with the higher ups of the empire. So let's resume from where we ended. I will ask for. I will let you one last time if you wish to talk to someone in particular. Some of the NPCs you still haven't interacted with. You have free time to ask anything to talk to these people. So what do you want to do?
I'm just gonna keep pouring drinks to whoever wants one. That's about it. I'm gonna keep to myself. Just eat, drink. Not really talk. I'm not the party type persons, but I'm here with the group, so that's what I'll be doing. That's just
Rich would like to try and speak with. He looks like his name is Dagnos.
Mm-hmm.
Rich will straighten his back and reach out his hand and say in the human way, my name is. I am called Rich. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Okay, Wretch. This is one of the individuals here that look the more uh, out of reach, as far as you can tell. He was probably the most silent person on the table. He spent very little amount of time doing small talk, and it doesn't require a good insight or a role per se to notice that he has that unpleasant look on his face. You decide to reach out to him, see if he how he how he acts upon your greeting, and probably as you would expect, he looks you from top to bottom with a disdain on his eyes. But he eventually sighs as if he came to terms that his position demands a little more courtesy, and he answers you. Well, that's an unusual name. Mine's Stagnus Morehauser from Chorus. Oh, actually,
I'm assuming
actually,
he probably doesn't shake my hand.
actually he does, but not with his physical hand. He uses mage hand to do a handshake, and I'm not kidding.
Does he?
Uh, but yeah, just a correction. I said Chorus, but I misread my notes. He is from Kyrus, the country next to it with a similar sounding name.
Or did I disconnect?
Or, hello. Can you hear us?
I can hear you, Ariel. Can
Yeah,
you guys?
I am hearing everyone. Reg, are you here?
I am.
Okay.
Did he? I'm sorry. Maybe I disconnected for a second. I'm assuming he doesn't reach out and shake my hand.
Yeah. He shakes your hand, but not with his physical hand, but instead he casts Mage Hand for it.
Oh, it is a pleasure to meet your hand. Um, That is a very neat trick. Perhaps I can do something similar. Um, I'm assuming he has some kind of beverage, yes?
Yes. He is
I'd
drinking
like to
wine.
use. Oh, excellent. I'd like to use shape water and see if I can change his water into like a mimic of a little hand to reach out of his cup for a shake.
Okay. You can do that, but also, please do a persuasion check.
Sure. This will go well.
Yeah.
It did go well.
He he. Oh, sorry. I misclicked on your roll. It's ignore the three. It was not one. Uh, I clicked to roll it at disadvantage, but it was misclicked. Anyways, he ign- ignores it at first, looking at the hand without saying or reacting to it. But then he looks back at you and says, "That's an incredible show of magical accuracy. Where have you learned such tricks?"
Um, um, I, I did. I was taught it by the spirit of the ancestor worm, the great thunder dragon.
And Rich will actually hold up pull like his holy symbol out of his robe, and it's just a simple iron circle with a blue dragon form in the middle. Um, he as the life protector, and I as him servant.
It really sounds like you are making up as you go.
Oh no, no! This is a deep tradition amongst my people, but I do not have very many people, so you may not have heard of it.
Probably that's the case. I've never had the interest to study. Uh, what are you again? A kobold, right?
Yes, yes.
I see.
Um, the humans basically think of me as like dragonborn, but very small. Most call me say I am a Zavazu.
I see. Well, you're certainly an interesting fellow. I've never thought I would see someone such as yourself, being invited to such a distinct place, such as this palace. You probably gained not only the princess' trust with your deeds, but also you probably showed him something more. I would say your worth in some way, right?
I would like to think that well, I was able to help retrieve the ring, and he was most happy with that. And I am just looking forward to having the cake. I've never had it before.
Of course, a
Um,
simple creature such as yourself would much rather prefer a futile search like a different type of food instead of knowledge.
you are the more the wizard exploring the mysteries of the universe. Yes?
Now I had my in my young days I would search and research for such mysteries to unveil what lies beyond this mortal realm. But nowadays I only seek my place in this political landscape.
Oh, um, um, I understand. I am also to be looking for my place, um, cause I need a new clan. Um, it is, can be difficult because it is a changing of, the elves say, the women say it is a changing of identity. Identity. You're having to find a new self. Yes?
It could be close to that. Well, but I believe that any more attempt at a conversation with a creature such as yourself could be useless, for I don't believe you will stick around in this celebration for much longer, will you?
Um, Probably not because I am very small. And but I am hoping to stay long enough to enjoy the cake, and I hope that you are able to enjoy some cake as well.
I will have the cake, yes.
Then we will enjoy the cake together, and that will be a good time. Yes.
It will. I hope so, at least.
It has been a pleasure to be speaking with you.
Yes, I wouldn't say a pleasure to be speaking with you, but certainly one of the experiences I was not expecting.
Rich will smile like a big, broad grin and then turn back to his plate.
Okay, Drya, do you want to say something? Want to interact with anyone?
Yeah, Drea will kind of try to talk to Lord Sith Surith. Surith?
Sirith.
Okay.
He's not a
Yeah, she'll
Sith
just
Lord, he's a Sirith Lord. Just kidding.
Sirith Lord. um she'll just be like, I I beg your pardon, sir. I did not catch your name.
This one is a little confusing as well. He seems to be uh, watching everything as if he is trying to pay attention to every single interaction or conversation in this table, while at the same time being lost in his own thoughts. He takes some time to address you, Drya, but when he does, he says something like, ah, "Of course, you wouldn't know who you're talking to. For at first, when this feast was planned, someone else was supposed to be sitting in this table in the exact spot that you now sit on. I bet you
Oh, really?
I bet you don't even know who was the one supposed to be sitting here, right?
I do not. No.
So it seemed. But yes, I find no problem with the saviors of the realm. It's fitting. Our prince has a very sharp sense of reward. But as for the answer to your question, my name is Sirif. I am I am a member of the court, probably the oldest one here in charge. And I was the one who organized most of the festivities you will see here and around the city. For no one is more happy than myself for the recovery of our prince and for this new chapter in the history of our kingdom.
Wow, that's amazing. I can't imagine how busy you must be planning everything.
You can't. Is that all?
She's gonna look for opportunity here. So she's gonna be like, well, I know that my group and I are not much to look at, but um if you ever need an adventuring group to do anything for you, you know who to call.
Huh. Huh. I see. So, even with your sudden opportunity to be part of something greater, you still can only picture yourself as a mercenary. Someone that can only get some reward by risking their lives. It's, it's,
Well, it
it's
is.
It's puzzling for me how so many people of this world can't can't see farther than their own reality.
He kind of just shrugs and she goes, it is what we do.
I see. I can tell you. Actually, no, I won't. I won't bother. You said that you wish to partake in risky endeavors in exchange for gold. If that's the case, I suggest you talk to that dwarf over there. And he points to Balk. He asked
Oh,
me
really?
if I knew of someone brave enough to join him in a hunt.
Okay. Well, thank you for that information. I will. I will talk to him. And I think Drea will wait until there's like a break in the service of like food being served to like walk down near Cash to talk to the dwarf.
Mhm. Perfect. But for now, Cash, you said that you were only going to serve around a few people, yes?
Yeah, that's about it. I'm, I don't enjoy parties all that much or gatherings of people, so I will keep to myself for the most part.
Okay. Uh, Eventually, this dwarf Balkan, he breaks the silence and he addresses you by saying, "Well, so are you just going to sit next to me and just fill my cup every now and then?"
Of course, you deserve a drink.
Uh,
Seem to enjoy it very much.
well, yeah, I mean, yes, that I do, but I also enjoy a good talk. Have you got nothing to say?
I'm sorry, sir. These, and I'll look around and wave my hand in front of me, as you know, are things that are not suited for me. These these clothes feel straining and uncomfortable. So I just going with the motions at the moment for the sake of the group. I am sorry. I did not mean to insult you or belittle your status or in any way, shape, or form make you feel that I am disrespectful to you, sir.
Nah, what you're saying? No, no. I just wanted to see if you got any, I don't know, some funny story, something to break the ice, you know? I mean, since we're going to be here for who knows how long, a week or two, we might as well exchange a few wisdom, a little wisdom here and there. Don't you think?
Interesting. I have been told in the past that rain only falls because someone is crying. What do you think of that?
Hmm. rain is something that only happens in the great outside. When you are in the mountain hall, where you spend months, even years of your life, a bunch of people cry, but you don't see any rain. So what's with that?
That's because you're indoors, inside a mountain, like you said. Maybe it was raining outside.
Yes, of course. But then it's pointless, isn't it?
I will be looking around nervously at the other groups, kind of like going over here, like trying to get someone else's attention.
Yeah, I believe both of them because Wretch is next to you, and Drya already stated that she wanted to go have a talk with Balkan, so it can be both. To that look at you when you go for them.
Can I guess, can I figure out who seems to be, more in the mood to talk to someone?
I'll let them tell us what they think.
I think it would be pretty obvious that, mood or not, Dryo is the more eloquent between the two of us.
So you basically kind of like shake your head away as I'm trying to get you to chorus to come take my spot.
Oh no! I mean, if you're pointing at me, or I will. Yes, of course. I'm a very sociable person when I have to be. Yes. Yes. What?
Wisdom. Yes, wisdom. My here, him, and I'll just point at Wretch, and I go, oh, he has loads of stories and wisdoms, and he would definitely love to talk to you. And I will get up and kind of like go around Wretch and kind of like push him onto him.
Are we doing the what is it, the king move in chess where you move it over behind the pawns?
Like this is called the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm castling. Pushing into him and like, here, have him, enjoy.
Nice.
Rich will of course approach Balkan and stand up straight and present his hands and says, "It is a pleasure to be meeting you. I am called Rich."
So we're gonna switch seating spots.
Okay. It's a pleasure. Pleasure's all mine. Well, aren't you a fun bunch? I'm very curious, actually. Why do you call yourself Wretch, of all things?
It is what the Booyog called me when they sent me away. And I'm not able to call myself anything else now.
Why not?
Oh, um, um, I think the Booyog may have cursed me.
Oh.
I used it to have a normal name, but when I try and say it now, I am called Wretch.
Well, that must be horrible.
Oh, it is actually, I feel like most of the smoothskin here think that that is a appropriate name, so it is making me more acceptable.
And like he smiles, like there's no problems whatsoever.
Yes, yes, of course. But I would suggest. I do not know you, right? But if I were you, I would try at least to go by a different name. I don't know if you have ever considered that.
Ah, but if you were me, you would have scales instead of a beard.
That is correct. Yes. So we go we reach the same conclusions then. That I'm not you. Because if I
Yes.
were, I would have. Yes. um,
I think about this time Drya would move down there and
You?
just stand behind Wretch's chair and just be like, "Hi, uh,
great.
I'm sorry to
Hi.
interrupt."
Oh, this is my friend Traya. She is a unicorn because she has one horn and is very pretty.
Oh, thank you, Wretch. Not technically a unicorn, but I'll take it. Um, I was just talking with Lord
Sirif.
Sylph, and he was saying you might have a job for us.
Yes, a job. Oh, you mean the hunts?
Yes. What could you tell me about that?
Well, actually, something I want to do in honor of the future king. You see, I am not very fond of the type of food that you have here in the West. It's not for my taste, really. So I wanted to do something a little more in the way of the dwarfs for him. At least once
Okay.
he should uh, taste what actually what good food tastes like. Don't you think? Well,
Of course.
so I did a little research in here, and I discovered that there is something very, very flavorful in the woods near the city, and I thought it was the perfect gift. Have you, Wretch, or you, what's your name? Drya, right?
Drya,
Have
yeah.
any of you ever tasted meat from a manticore? Huh?
Can't say that I have.
Gretch just shakes his head.
Well, so what are we waiting for? That is the quote unquote job that I told Sirif about. Our prince will soon become a king. He deserves the best.
Yes, of course.
And of course,
Would you
in the meanwhile,
would you be joining us on this hunt?
yes, I have to make sure that the the meat is treated properly. If you damage
Oh,
it
of
too
course.
much, it could ruin the entire point. So I'll be there just to make sure that everything goes as well as it can go. That is, if you don't mind me telling the experienced hunters here what to do.
No, that sounds that sounds fun. Cash, would you be uh amicable to a hunt?
Sure, as long as it gets me out of this place. You can clearly see that he's struggling with the clothing. He keeps pulling on the collar and shifting a lot and wiggling. Just like you can tell he's very uncomfortable.
Ah, I get it. I too don't like this type of meetings. I much rather be in my on my own whenever I have the time. But it's part of being a clan master. Remind me again, you don't have clans here in Turvin, right?
No.
So how exactly do you manage to not get all the knowledge lost instead of doing it very keeping it organized? And do you see what I mean?
believe it is done by the. Yes, I do see what you mean, but I do believe it is done by the artisans, um, just taking on apprentices.
Well, but it sounds like clans with extra steps.
Kind of is.
Well, it's never too late to to change for the better. Don't you agree?
Well, that is something you would have to talk to the prince about.
Yeah, we will see about that.
Of course.
Well, so it's scheduled then. A great hunt will be hosted tomorrow. We will search the forest of Turvin, and we will find sweet, delicious manticore meat. Well, sleep well tonight, for I believe it will be a long tread. And be well prepared. Manticores can be deceivingly dangerous. I don't know if you have ever met one face to face.
I have not.
Well, you're warned. But that's for something to worry about in the future. For now, let's enjoy the rest of the evening. And he.
So Drea would go back to her seat,
Mm-hmm.
um, and if there's still time, she would try to thank Lord uh
Sheriff.
oh Sirith and ask him where he's from.
You truly do not know anything about this court. Yet you still think you belong in here, don't you?
Well, No, I never said I belonged. I I simply I understand that a lot of the people here are leaders at different countries, and I just didn't know if you were from Quora or somewhere other than Turban.
The next time you should come more prepared, for I am a baron of the kingdom of Turvin. My family
Of
rules
course.
in the palace of Palais Entrival for many generations. That is well known here. You should be aware before before you decide to ask me stupid questions.
Of course, I apologize for my ignorance.
As you look
And she
around,
would just
Drya,
leave it at that.
yeah, as you look around, you can see that the other guests, they all feel uncomfortable with how he treats you, but they seem to either fear or respect him too much that they do nothing about it. They kind of just look at you as as if they are saying, "Well, this is who he is. You just take it or leave it."
Okay. So she gets some pitying looks.
A mixture of pity and just like and something like, yeah, I've been there as well. you know,
Okay.
even the even the nobility from other realms, they seem to have experienced the the saltiness of this man. Well,
Okay.
with that, the night goes on. You can see that some of the guests have already drank too much, even beyond their normal uh, threshold, you would say. But still, there is time, there is joy and merriment up until uh, herald of the court appears suddenly. He opens the door and he announces, "My lord prince, to all the guests of the court, it's my pleasure to announce that our special guest, directly from the faraway lands of Korea, is here to address you all in Her Majesty." And he signs as if he is showing the way for someone else to enter the dining room. And that someone, as far as you can tell, it's an elf, a female elf that you cannot see how old she is. Firstly, because elves, they age a little differently than humans, but also because she wears a mask that looks at the same time as a mask and as a crown. But the details that you can see beyond that is that her hair is long and red as the color of blood. She also wears a scarf of the same color and a very beautiful uh, black with gold trims dress. The appearance of the Red Princess is something like this. And she walks in the halls, drawing awe from all the guests, but saying nothing. She sits next to the prince. As far as you can tell, she doesn't look at him or address him in any way. She just sits there, takes a sip of wine, and the silence in the room persists. For the Red Princess says absolutely nothing.
I am gonna guess that she's probably a high elf from my perspective, right?
Yeah, she looks certainly more high elven than wood elven.
So, can I recognize her? Do I know anything from her from my heritage?
Yes, of course. That is, I will say that there is still a chance that you do not know anything about her, okay? But if anyone knows, it will be you. So, a history check with advantage. But I'll give you a DC a little higher DC than normal. It's going to be a DC 16 for you to know anything about her. If you roll 21, then you know a little bit more than normal. It's a history check, sorry.
Oh, history's check?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. We plus one, so yeah, I have. Sorry. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. You roll.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 and a 6, so.
Everything you roll is below a 10, so it's really hard.
So I will kind of slouch into my chair since she comes in, so I'm trying to avoid her seeing me as much as possible. So I'm trying to not look at her and slouch in like, oh, nobility.
Okay. Would you say that your that cash hails from the the homeland of the elves? Because the elves they are from a different continent than the humans. If we go back later and see the map, you see that there is a continent to the west that is called Kria. That is the homeland of the elves. So it's a different land altogether. Would you say that your character is from this different land, or maybe his family?
Yeah, that's fine. So that works out.
Okay. You notice little bit of trivia. You have never heard of a red princess before, but probably all elves know about the Red Queen. She was an infamous ruler from one of the elven kingdoms. She was infamous for she was a very tyrannical figure. Uh, in the past, it is still unsure what ultimately happened to her. What is if she still rules or not? There aren't many news from those lands, but that you most certainly know that the Red Queen was a very polemic person. So if this princess is her daughter or someone related to her, this is a very uh, weird pair, you would say, because the King of Turvin historically is usually the most powerful title in the world. So it's a very unlikely pairing that you see developing here in this political landscape. Is that okay?
Got it.
It seems that all the other guests are in the same situation as yourselves. Everyone is trying to understand how did this happen, what is going on, whose idea was this, but they no one seems to have a clear answer. So you start hearing the chit chats, the whisperings, but after a while they all but stop, and you don't know if it's a sudden loss of interest or if it's something subtle happened that you don't see the other people at the table talking about this political situation anymore. Balkan breaks the silence by saying, "Well, Wretch, Drya, Cash, I will rest now. I suggest you do the same. At the earliest tomorrow, we will set out to hunt. Be prepared. Okay?"
Okay. Yeah.
And he leaves alongside his servants, and he lets you all are still there. So I will ask you if there's anything else you want to do, you want to interact here in this scene. If not, what else do you want to do? If there is something you want to do before the hunt, or if you're just going to go to sleep and go hunting with Balkan the next morning.
Yeah, so not to like totally derail everything, but I have to ask, are we're we're going to sleep in the palace, correct?
Yes.
Okay. It would be crazy to put up watches.
Not crazy.
So, do we all just go to sleep?
You're
Like,
asking
would
the
Cash
party?
and Wretch just go to sleep? Yeah.
Hmm.
Would Catch and Wretch just go to sleep and not worry about like putting up a watch?
I would probably sleep, but it'd be not try to not fully you know sleep, not go into a deep sleep. Um, but yeah, I would sleep.
Well, if you're an elf, you trance, so
Yeah, so we are in a
yeah.
in a protective environment. So even though I'm not comfortable with it, it's protected. So yeah, I would lower my defenses, but not all the way to the point that I would not paying attention at all.
Yeah. What about Wretch?
Um, Probably the same. It is a strange place, but there are lots of people here with weapons that are not trying to kill me, so I guess I can trust that this is a secure place.
Okay. So Drya would wait until the rest of the party had gone to sleep.
Wait, wait, wait! Before we get there, I have things I still want to do at the party.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Then Wretch, proceed.
Okay. When the dessert comes out, because I'm not leaving until I have cake.
Yes.
When dessert comes out, which is assuming that there are servants coming to serve us, yes?
Yes.
Rich would ask for them to bring out a large bowl of cream and some sugar, and then he would mix them together, and he would cast Goodberry into it, and then mix it all together until the good berries are mixed in with the sugar and the cream, and then use shape water to make a pudding, and then would want to share it as part of the celebration at dessert from his people, and would offer some from everybody, including the prince and princess.
Wow, I never seen such uses for those spells. Yeah, that is amazing. Okay, you offer
you know,
around. Go ahead.
when you're not charming, you have to have party tricks.
Great tricks, I might say. But yeah, you you offer them around, and you are met with the distrust and what you would expect from this type of the disdain that you're accustomed with, but from a different type of people. But people like Balkan, who are more open to this group of yours, he's the first one to accept, and he interjects with such a uh, he compliments it so much that it draws the attention of the others, who one by one decide that they want to taste it as well. All but Lord Sirf. When insisted, he he claims that he doesn't like uh, so that much sugar uh, in his food, so he rejects the pudding. But other than him, everyone else tastes. And do you have? Uh, let's see what could be a good role for this. Do you have cooking supplies,
No.
Reg?
Nope.
Okay, make a wisdom check,
Okay.
a wisdom skill check. Yes. Okay,
Can I
13.
guidance myself on that?
You can.
Yeah, that big one.
14. Yeah, I was okay with the 13 as well, so it got a little better, but it's not overwhelming. It's not like the best thing that these people uh, have tried. But you draw some compliments. You draw some very positive reactions, and overall, they all thank you for this different delicacy. Some even ask for the recipe. But yeah, that is the reaction that you get. Now,
Cool.
is there anything else?
No, that's it for my tricks.
His scoring points with the nobility. Okay. Uh,
That's it for me.
so now, if no one else has anything that they want to do, I believe Drya wants to do something at night, right?
Yes. So Dry will wait till everyone's asleep, and she'll take a deep breath, and then she'll get up from where she's pretending to be sleeping, and she'll start with Sparks because he's got a bag of holding. It's easy to just easiest to pick his pocket.
Ooh.
She'll leave him 10 gold. And then she'll go on to Wretch and do the same, leaving behind 10 gold. And then she'll go to Cash. And she'll think for a minute. And then she'll kind of nod to herself like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And she'll pick his pocket for everything but 10 gold.
Okay, let's see. Let's see how that goes in terms of dice rolling. Okay.
Okay.
For Sparks and I mean probably Sparks and Ghost, they both are still there. Uh,
Yeah.
Sparks is an NPC today. Ghost will become one, so they don't count. Okay, you can I'll see
Okay.
what they have
So,
and you just add the gold up to you. But
okay.
are you going to go for Cash and Wretch as well?
Yeah.
So I believe that Cash does whenever he trances, he doesn't lose consciousness. So it's not like he's sleeping. Do you think Drya knows that? Or
Raya has not been raised around elves. She would not know this.
okay. So roll stealth if you want to do that without being heard or seen, and either with or
Okay.
without stealth, you have to roll sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand for both?
Yes.
Okay. So the first one, sleight of hand to rob uh Wretch. Okay.
Yeah. That happened.
And then the second sleight of hand to rob Cash.
Okay. So everyone agreed that they would be sleeping, right? At least at some point. Uh, and I believe that you chose just the moment that they would be for
Mm-hmm.
this. So it was a net 20 on Wretch. Wretch, what is your passive perception?
14.
14. It's not bad. Ah, fuck! My bass guitar just fell. Okay, Wretch, roll for us against sleight of hand. I believe that's perception, yeah. Uh, remember that there are no crits on skill checks, so you can still do something if you roll above that. Okay. And roll yours, Cash.
would I get advantage or none? Because I'm like it says, I during which I retain my consciousness. So I know what's going on around me. So
Yeah. I
And I
would.
did not roll stealth.
Yeah. I don't know if it's you that have advantage or if it's Wretch that has disadvantage. But yeah, let roll it for us. Let's see what what happens. Yeah. Okay. You're completely aware
I think
that Drya.
I think what Drea steals from Wretch, she she whispers in his ear that she's sorry, and then when she goes to steal from Cash, I mean, how do you want to catch her, Cash?
I'm gonna catch her. I am gonna let her do it. We'll be fully conscious to the whole thing, and I will just let her do it, and I'll be keeping it in mind in the back of my
Okay.
because considering I only have 19 gold on me, she's only like not taking it's like taking half of it, so it's no big deal to him. So he's like, okay, go ahead, take it.
As for the others,
Okay.
I believe Wretch had a hefty amount from the prize of finding the ring,
Yeah.
right? How much do you have?
Yeah, she
Wretch?
gets 200. She gets 284 from me.
Okay. So, you managed to loot your very friends who trusted you and who thought of you as
And
and
yeah, she's she's gonna she's gonna leave the room after that and start on her way home.
you're seeing this, Cash.
Yeah, I'll just let her do what she's doing. I'm not gonna stop her.
Oh, and while she was doing this, there were tears running down her face. She was crying. You saw that, Cash. Like,
Yep.
Okay. In that sad, sad moment, you decide to run away, drive. You did what you did, and now you try to find your way out of the palace. Roll 1d6 for me.
1d6?
Yes.
Oh, hold on.
Ooh, okay. Drya, as you were leaving, you did the best you could to avoid any guards, any servants of the castle, anyone that could see you uh, roaming at such late hours, correct?
Yeah.
But almost as if fate had decided, you stumble upon someone. When you least expected, when you thought you would be safe and unseen, someone that you saw earlier today crosses your path. Let's say as if you uh, ran around a corner in the palace halls. You met with someone. someone from the court. You can see that he
Who do
is.
I run into?
You can see that he is apparently he's concerned with something, but either way he interjects by saying, "Well, it's you again."
Mm. Yep,
At,
me.
at such late hours, away from the room that was given.
Mm-hmm.
What's the meaning of this conspiracy of yours? Silence.
She just kind of sighs. She just kind of sighs heavily. She's like, if I tell you, I don't know what, I don't know what's gonna happen to me.
For the first time, he he shows a little bit of compassion, you would say. He becomes a little bit more soft spoken as he says, "Well, you do not have to worry. Or better yet, you shouldn't have to imagine all these horrible, horrible outcomes. If you're planning treachery on the king, on the land, and wonders what will happen to you, I can give you this answer. You will find sweet, merciful death."
Gods, no, I'm not planning anything like that. I'm,
Are you not now?
I'm, I'm, I'm small beans compared to that. The truth is, I just robbed my party. And I was trying to sneak out of the castle to go home.
You can see that he is clearly he's he clearly is uh how do I say it? He's disappointed at you or at the situation. He clearly wanted something bigger, something more conspiratory like. He thought he was about to uncover some plot, and now you just admit you were only doing things for your group, and he ah, you stole from those other wretched friends of yours. And where do
Stealing
you
from Vetch
plan?
was the hardest. Yeah.
And where do you plan to go now?
I have to go home. My parents are expecting this money.
I see. And you do not intend on coming back.
I don't know. I might come back to Turvin, but Dria Lutalica is dead. I'll take another name and do this to another adventuring party again. Gods, I hate this life.
Well, either you are the greatest actress that was ever born on these lands, or I truly do not know what to think of it. I'll admit now, I was investigating you and your group. I wasn't sure how you managed to acquire such privileged information on the whereabouts of the thief. It came to my attention that you even knew how he looked like, how he presented himself as. And I am no fool. I knew that you were involved somehow. So now you appear admitting to be a thief. And
You don't get it. I'm small beans. We met in a cargo van. A caravan. Not the same thing. We met in a caravan to Turvin. He basically was bragging about how he was going to become somebody. That's how we knew him.
you managed to fool everyone with that rubbish. All but me. I'll never fall for that. I've learned to. I've learned that there are no coincidences in this world.
So, what are you saying? Are you accusing me?
What I'm saying is, you're not allowed to leave the palace or Turvin until you are proven innocent. Especially now that you admit you're a dirty thief.
like Tayana's temper is already high at this point. She is just going to be like, what are you gonna do? Lock me away?
Do you think that's unlikely? If need be. Who do you think is going to say no to that? The prince? He's not much more than a child. He was barely even aware of what was happening in his kingdom not too long ago. He trusted me to rule his family's kingdom for him while he was sick. He trusts me with every inch of his being. By all intents and purposes, I am the king of Dervin, not Brad.
Hearing this is going to piss her off royally. She's like, okay, we will see about this. And she's going to turn and go back to the room. She's going to reverse pickpocket everybody and sit there and stew the rest of the night. Do I need to make rolls to put everybody's money back? Because I will.
No,
Because it'd be funny if they catch me.
yeah, that would be funny. Okay, you're right. Roll 2 sleight of hands. Okay.
That's my shoe.
If it is
My shoe,
oh,
dog.
if it is on the same order, on the reverse order, so it's first.
Reverse order. So Cash, then Reg.
Yeah. Yeah, Cash is still aware of everything. Reg, do you want to roll perception to see how well you do? Yeah,
Or Reg.
still unaware.
Well, Rich is used to sleeping on the road where he has to be vigilant and that everything is scary. And this is a big, soft, comfy bed with armed people who do not want to kill Rich for a change. Ah, it's so nice.
Great. Cash, do you want to say something? You're still aware of all?
Nope, I'm just gonna keep in the same position, not say a thing, just let the whole thing happen.
Okay. After that, you're going to sleep, Drya?
No, she's gonna fume. She's gonna fume until morning.
Okay. Hating everything and
And
everyone.
in the morning, she's gonna tell them the truth.
Okay. So, in the morning, you're going to say what? That you robbed them and then you, that interaction? You're just going to,
Yeah.
to tell everything that happened? Or.
I think in the morning she's gonna start with, before they leave the room, she's gonna be like, okay. Last night you were robbed. But don't worry, I put the money back.
I will go, so you caught the guy. Good. Thanks for saving our money.
Traya, that is a wonderful thing that you have done it for us, and I am so happy to have made your acquaintance. You are one of the nicest smoothskins that anyone has ever been to this wretch.
Well, there's more to the story. I didn't technically catch the guy.
Oh, you must have beat him up then. Good job. Did you kill him?
No.
Oh, you are such
No.
a great person. I appreciate you, and I will keep pushing that narrative. Every time that she tries
She's
to
like,
talk and say something, I will jump right in and cut her off every single time.
she's getting more flustered and having trouble, like, communicating. Finally, she's like, my name's not Drya. My name's not Drya, it's Tyona Tealight.
Okay, well, thank you, Tyona, for getting us the money back because it is not the nicest thing that anyone's ever done it.
Yeah. Good.
Especially,
Thank you, Tyona. It's really great of you.
Gosh, we
especially.
are so lucky to be hanging around such a hero who is so strong and brave and is able to stay awake. And because I was asleep, like you would not believe, I had the craziest dreams. It was wonderful.
Me too. I was so exhausted from that party. Oh, that clothing was so uncomfortable. I felt like things were touching me all the time, all night long.
Especially
Tyona
Ratch is the
will-
one who's making this even harder, right?
Tyona will just try her best to just if they don't let her get it out, eventually she'll stop trying and she'll let it go for now. But she does want to eventually tell them about Mr. Fancy Pants being all like, I am the real king, and how he didn't let her leave last night because she thinks that's a big threat to the party, not just herself.
So the question is, will they let you talk about it now?
That's a good question.
Wretch is in full hero worship, and if Cash is gonna keep up what he's doing, then Wretch is just gonna like go with it hard.
So probably that's a no.
Like, I will not stop her from telling us about her encounter with the Lord, but I will, because I have no idea about that, but I will definitely keep pushing the narrative of her was the savior and will not say anything about her doing it at all.
Okay, so she does get out the part about him stopping her, and that essentially the whole party is, she believes the whole party is under suspicion and essentially house arrest.
So it was Lord Siren that prevented you from bringing the person to justice? Do you think that they are working together?
No. It was Lord Sirith who stopped me from leaving.
So you're trying to
He
chase him out. You're trying to chase the guy out.
I
He stopped you after you caught him.
I
Wow.
bet it. I bet it. He went through the same door that leads us to the tunnel, to the sewers that we had founded. Maybe it's. I must have been a member of the court then. Yes.
no, Wretch. It was me.
Yeah, you saved us. Oh, you saved us from being poor. Wow.
This is very good because I am not used to having the very much of the money, and now I have more money than I could ever have thought it. Don't think I can count this much money, to be honest. But it is. This is a good thing to have. Yes.
Yeah, it's a good thing to have.
But it's even
Unfortunately, it
better
puts
to
a
have.
target
It's even better to
on.
have friends that are looking out for us and are protecting us and are making sure that we are safe from all the dangers of the big city.
Wretch, I think she deserves a hug from you.
I agree. I think we should do group hug. Do you think we can do a group hug? You're much taller than the rest of us, but maybe you can. Can you get on your knees and we do a group hug?
How about this? I'll put my hand on your shoulder as you give her the hug.
Ah, yes. And Wretch will run up to Teona with wide arms.
Teona will let Wretch hug her, but she will start crying. And she'll be like, okay, I I don't I don't know how to say this, but I've been
Are our
trying,
hero.
but
That's what you're trying to tell us. Don't be modest.
no.
It is perfectly fine for you to tell us, and we know about it. It's okay. Wretch, see, look at Wretch. He is in awe of you, and so I am as well. And that
Wretch
he
has the
is so
biggest smile and a waggy tail.
She just looks at Wretch. She's like, Wretch, I don't want to break your heart,
we should go
but
get
I've
some
done this
breakfast, right?
before.
No. You've saved other parties?
Do chase it down criminals? This is wonderful. I feel
No.
much better about our chances in the hunt today if we are having someone as brave as Taona with us.
No. No, I've stolen from people before.
No. You're like the one who steals from the stealing, so you return it back to the people who got it stolen from the first place. Got it.
No.
Yes.
I feel like we're not gonna let you get this one out.
I have that feeling also.
She tries all the way to breakfast to argue with you guys and explain that she's like she's sniffling, she's trying not to cry. She's like trying to explain. She even goes into the full-blown explanation, like, my family has connections with the Corge.
Oh, that
They
is how you
essentially-
knew that someone was coming in to steal from us then, because that is something that they do on a regular basis to people who are... That makes sense. You know, if I was going to organize a T-Bane's Guild, it would make sense to be aware of people who are new to the city.
Cash kind of
Yeah,
going
no.
so sorry. Cash kind of knows what's going on, so he will twist it as much as he can to make her look like a hero to Wretch, and use that as a guilt trip.
Oh, and she feels so guilty.
Yeah, it's working wonders.
Wretch is
Yeah.
very happy in his ignorance.
she barely eats any breakfast. She's just like, how do I get through to them? Wretch is just not, and she's smart enough that she's probably figuring out that Cash knows something and is onto her and is using the guilt, but she can't really confront him about it. So she's coming to the point where she's like, I deserve this.
Let's all go get breakfast. Yes.
Then we are to be hunting the manticore. The manticore is like an apple core, but made out of mens.
That's exactly what it is. Okay, so you have breakfast, and then you meet with someone knocks at your door, and it is Balkan, and he says, uh, "Sorry, I overslept a little bit, but you still have time. Are you ready? Do you have everything you need?" If so, let's not waste any more time than I already did. Let's go. As Drya, especially as you all go out, actually, especially Drya, who was at the least threatened by that lord. As you all go out of your room for the first time in the morning, you look around, try to see if you are in danger. You look and you don't see anything. You see that the guards are behaving normally, that the palace is working as intended. But you cannot, you you still feel the threat looming around you as you go. Just to be sure, everyone here can still play for an hour or so, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
I, I'm good.
The
Okay.
I believe the only person that had to to end earlier was Scott, right? Who's not here.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you leave the palace, Drya again. You feel the looming tension in the air, but at the end of it, nothing happens. You feel the gaze of the guards and the captains, but they do nothing against you. You're not sure if it is actually there's something going on, or if it's just your imagination from what you the unpleasant experience you had last night. Okay?
Okay.
With that, uh, let's make a quick break before we continue. Let's take just a few minutes uh, to, to grab some water and whatnot, and then when we get back, let's see what it is in store for you. Okay?
Sounds good.
So see you guys
Yep.
in 5 or 10 minutes. I do pause it. I do let it run actually, but I mute the microphones. So if we talk something that's not of the game, that doesn't go on record.
So no one knows about our real life plot.
Like I sure hope no one knows.
Hey, Ariel, can you update Dryas token in Foundry to Tianya Tea Light so I don't get
Yes,
confused?
yes. Where is it? The link. 1 second.
Yeah, I sent you the
Mhm.
link to my sheet. Should be accurate. Or if there's a way to rename the sheet on Foundry. Oh, that works.
Yep. Uh, all done. Okay. As you leave, as you find your newest ally, the clan master from the Ironshell Islands, Balkan, he continues his conversation with you as you were having it last night, just the same, as if nothing had even happened in the meantime. As you are moving through the castle with him, following him around, eventually you reach the edge of the castle, the palace, and even with the although you're apprehensive of if what's going to happen if you leave it, he doesn't seem to mind. So once you follow him out of the palace, even if you take a look around, if you take a look back to see if the guards or someone will do something against it, nothing even happens. As you are allowed, at least for now, to leave the palace, even after that dire situation with Lord Sirith. Do you want to say or to do anything with that said? Or are you just going to pretend it's all well and good and keep following him?
Yeah, I have no reason to, feel uncomfortable, so I'll just keep following him like as if nothing.
Once they're out of earshot of the palace, Tayona would ask, um, if he knows anything about Lord Surf.
Ah, yeah, I do know a little bit. He's a very diplomatic nobleman. He, as far as I'm aware, he ruled the kingdom in the absence of any member of the Longeview family. But I don't know of much else. As far as I'm aware, he's not a very pleasant guy to be around. And I already don't like many humans, to be completely honest. So I don't spend too much time around the guy. But why do you ask?
Fair. I just got the sense that he suspected our group of being money hungry. I guess it's probably because I asked him if he had any jobs we could take on.
That he do. I tell you that. He kind of interrogated me. It wasn't too serious. He just asked some questions about you. And I told him everything I know. And I know nothing. Nothing other than you showed no reason for me to suspect of you. It's the truth, isn't it? At least for now, you seem like a pleasant bunch.
Well, thank you.
Well, but if I may give you just a piece of advice, I wouldn't start a fight with a man like him.
Well, I don't intend to start a fight. I just like to finish ones that are brought on my doorstep.
Enough said. But do let me know of anything interesting you find out about him. I really enjoy gossip of the court.
Of course. If I find out anything unsavory, you'll be the first to hear about it.
Glad that we are on the same page.
Mr. Vulcan,
Yes?
how are we to be finding the Manticore?
I can already. Don't you see the tracks? Here and there? It's close, it's very close. I suspect that we should be seeing it very, very soon. Okay. Can any of you, do any of you know about tracking down creatures like these?
Can't say that I do.
In other words, does anyone have a good survival skill? To not leave it all to the NPC?
Regim having survival?
I have +1.
I have +3, so I can do it.
Regim having +6?
Wretch has got this.
Rich is out, lived out in the world. So,
Regim rolling a 25?
Ooh. Not even on a net 20. That's great.
right before we actually find the Manticore, I want to be able to cast a small cantrip if I can. So, by Rich's calculations, whenever he says we're red, it's really close. I want to be able to prepare something.
Okay. Wretch, you see the traces of the stings from a manticore's tail. It's gotta be close. You know that it's a flying creature, that it likes to be in a higher ground, and you see that it's a very forested biome that you are right now. It could be on the top of the trees, waiting for you. As far as you're aware, it's very close.
Okay. These spines that are there and there means that I think that means that this is a hunting ground for it, so it's probably close but hidden. It's probably very hidden. Do we have a plan on how to perhaps draw it out?
I will look back at the dwarf that is here with us. Oh, I forgot his name. Sorry.
Balkan.
Vulcan.
Balkan. You've hunted these things before, so how do we get started?
That's a good question. Well, you just get started. I don't know. Yeah, when I say that I know all about manticores, is that I know all about cooking them, not fighting them. That's why I needed you.
Wait, you're saying that you've never done this before? This part?
Well, what do you expect? I'm a brewer, and I know a little bit about cooking. Not a hunter. But don't worry, I'll give you emotional support.
And it's probably a little too late to back out now since we're in its hunting grounds. DM,
Yes.
would I be smart enough to figure out that setting bait would be a good idea? Could be a good idea?
Mm-hmm. It's as good as any other idea.
So Tiana would suggest setting up like bait where we want it to land, where we can fight it. Probably like over in this area somewhere.
Wretch.
Hmm?
Do you have the sense or feeling that it's probably seen us yet? Do you think we're close enough that he's seen us?
Stretch closes his eyes. You see his ears kind of twitch in the wind.
I think he is not aware yet, but will become very aware very quickly.
I suggest we back out of here, find a deer or a rabbit or something, and use that as bait. Then, if we're gonna use bait, because I don't think it'd be a good idea to use Gretch as one. Look at the party.
Well, I wasn't suggesting using Wretch.
Okay. So are we able to back out of here and find something to use as bait, like a deer or a rabbit or any forest creature?
Mm, yes. Um, that was already a survival check, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a 25, so it's okay. It's you can use the same result as part of that. The question is, will you remain hidden as you draw a bait for the creature? If so, I need a stealth check from everyone.
Okay.
Looks like we know how to walk on our tippy toes.
Yeah, everyone knows that. Okay, so you're going to wait somewhere like here, hidden behind trees and bushes, to see what shows up.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And you use a forest creature like a rabbit, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. After a few minutes, like 5 or so, something flies out of the forest and it creates a shadow as it blocks the sun. A creature tall and large who possess the body of a lion with a more humanoid-like face and large bat-like wings. It flies up way, way past above your heads, and it flies around in circles as if it's expecting some sort of ambush. In a balcony, in hiding with you, says, "Let's don't show up yet. It's studying the prey. It will come down in a minute. Be patient." After a few more instants of that, the manticore flies by and grabs the rabbit with its talons, while its uh, tail with a club-like a point filled with spikes wriggles in the air, almost as if it was an antenna or of some sort that's waiting to detect any possible threats. The creature is positioned here, and it looks very much like this. That's the creature. you are all hidden, which means you have advantage on your initiative. That's the new rule for surprise. As for the attacks, if you want to start the combat by attacking, I prefer to use uh, to rule it just like in Baldur's Gate 3. Have you all played that game?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's been a while.
just to refresh y'all, uh, when you in Baldur's Gate, if you are stealthed and you can see the enemy, you can position your whole party around, but then the first attacking action that you take, be it a spell or an attack, uh, it will happen before initiative order, but once it resolves, we roll initiative and we start acting in initiative order. So, for example, let's say that we want Drya because she's a rogue, or not Drya, but what's her name again? I also keep forgetting about it. Have to
Iona
Tayona. I have to get used to the new name.
or Tiana.
Uh, let's say, for example, Tayona, who's a rogue,
Sorry.
uh, decides that to attack first. We are going to let her attack resolve. After that, we roll initiative. We start using initiative, and when it comes to her turn, she will already have spent her action, or one of her attacks if a character has more than one, like multi attack. Not the case yet because of the level, but eventually. Is that alright for everyone?
Yeah.
Sure.
Perfect. So you can all decide as a group what is the best course of action. If you want to move, you can move while still hidden from the creature. But once you do something that will attract its attention, like an attack, we roll initiative.
So we're able to keep our stealth no, roll, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Um, do you guys want to get close? I'll whisper to the parties that we should get a little bit closer.
Yeah.
It's
Yes, we should. Like maybe sneak up behind the rock here and then go forward.
Yes, we can use that rock. Perfect. We'll motion Balkan to stay right here, and we're gonna try to. I'll try to move over by the rock. Is that possible?
Mm-hmm. You can move to where you want to go.
How big is the little drop?
It's this is a 15 feet tall cliff.
As we move into position, could I cast Shillelagh, or would that start initiative?
No, only if you attack with Shillelagh.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that.
And I will cast a spell as well.
Okay.
Do Blade Ward on myself.
Yes, you can cast that. Uh huh.
Do you want to do the honors, Tiana?
I can. Um, my attack is short bow. So
Are you a
you said
melee type or a range type,
I'm building her ranged because she's going to be soul knife rogue.
I was gonna say we're all level 2 right now, so it's not quite a
But
build
right
yet.
now,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. I think it took away from my health. No?
No, it
Unharmed.
didn't took away
Okay.
from anyone's yet. But yeah, it you can roll
Oh, I
another.
wasn't.
If you hover above the 20 below the attack, you'll see that there are an arrow pointing up and one pointing down. If you click on the one pointing up, you will roll another one with advantage because you are hidden from the creature. So yeah, still a 20.
Okay.
Perfect. That is 7 points of damage now reduced from the Manticore, and everyone here, including Balkan, who's not much of a fighter, can roll their initiative. Remember that you guys have advantage, so the same applies. You roll on the chat, and once it's there, you can roll with advantage. Or I believe if you hover the dice and hold Alt and then click, it will roll with advantage. If I'm not mistaken, there's a shortcut that's like that. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I was working with Shillelagh. How do I roll advantage on the initiative?
You hover the dice of initiative,
Mhm.
you hold Alt and then click.
Alt.
Yay, the Manticore goes first. That's dangerous. Chuckles, I'm in danger. Okay. My PC, now that it's the time of action, my PC is struggling. What the fuck? Aha! It worked. Okay. Tail spike. Okay. Yeah, okay. I have something really good with this creature. But for now, it will just stay behind and throw some spikes at you. One bite, one claw,
Did
or two spike attacks. Okay.
did Tiana do her sneak attack? I'm sorry. I may have missed that.
No, I did not.
Yeah, good thing that you
Thank you
remembered.
for reminding me. I'm not
Yeah.
used to playing a rogue. This is my first time actually playing a rogue.
Ah,
Okay. Where is sneak attack on this? Under
believe it's just 1d6,
Maybe
right?
under features.
That's what I was checking.
But if not, I think at this level it's just 1d6. So if you want to go ahead and roll that.
Okay. 1d6. So 2 more damage to the manticore.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so if when you attack, you get out of initiative. You get out of stealth. Or okay. So
Yep.
this manticore is now seen. It roars towards your direction. It flies up around 30 feet or so in the air. And remember that I said that the tail was wriggling about. It now, it dives its nose a little bit and raises its tail, just like a scorpion would. And from its tail, you see spikes growing in size and then being thrown at you. Tionia. Let me just double check something real quick. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to attack you twice with the tail spike. Oof,
Yeah, that'll hit.
but the second one doesn't.
Hey, that one doesn't.
9 points of damage. You're now injured by the creature. And as I said, the creature is flying 30 feet up in the air. Tionia, it's your turn, but you have already spent your action to attack. So you have now your bonus action
Okay.
and your movement.
Okay. If I remember correctly, as a rogue, with my bonus action, I can hide.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm going to move. There we go. Over here. And hide. So I need to roll stealth.
Yeah.
That's an 18. Be hidden.
Okay.
And that will end my turn.
Nice. Gash, you're the next one to go. The creature is still unaware of your presence, so the first thing you do, if it's a ranged attack or something, it's done with advantage.
Actually, no. How high is this little
5 feet.
here? So run up to here, and I'm gonna jump to try to get onto it, and do an attack as I jump. Like I'm gonna jump, like try to punch it in the air. So I'm gonna jump off of this 5 foot. So I'm gonna use that as a running jump per se.
Okay.
So I don't know what you would like me to do to perform the jump.
It's a very high jump, so it's your choice of athletics or acrobatics, and it's a DC 14. It's very difficult.
Okay, I will use acrobatics.
Okay.
20.
Uh huh. You can roll for
I'm able to get to it.
yeah. You can either hit the creature, or if you want, you can grab onto it.
I'll try to get on its back to try to grapple it, I guess.
Ooh. Okay. Uh, I will do an impulse check to see if he dodges, but if my PC unfrozen, gosh, it's so slow today. I swear to God. Let's see if that rolls. Yeah, okay. Your since it's a large creature, it's not grappled, as in the grappled condition, with zero speed and etc. But you're holding on to it. So if it moves, you can choose to let it go or to move alongside with it. But you still have your attack.
I'm on it, right, like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm gonna uh, do. I still have my action, right? Or no, I don't have my action because I did as a grapple. Then I will do my bonus action to use my key to, or sorry,
Mm-hmm.
do a flurry. Okay, do I get flurry of blows
Yeah.
yet? I do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll spend one focus point to do flurry of blows on it.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, roll for attack. Nice. Flurry of blows at this level, I believe. It's three attacks or two attacks.
No, two,
Two.
two
Okay.
attacks, I think. So that's the first attack.
Uh huh. It misses.
Do my second attack. To hit.
Okay, 22 hit.
If it hits, I do 8 points of damage on it.
Yeah.
And I will stick with him, trying to, mess with his movements as much as possible.
Okay. That is it for your turn.
Yes, that will be it.
Wretch, the same for you. You're hidden. You can do something with advantage.
Okay. Reg will move out. And he will say, Cash, be very careful up there, it looks dangerous. And
Cast Sanctuary on him.
Okay, but Sanctuary will only last until he attacks again next round.
Spell and
Are you doing it to
Uh,
yourself or to Cash?
no, it doesn't protect.
I believe it's on cash.
Oh, yep. I put on cash. I didn't see the last part there. That's fine. And then Wretch will cast a cantrip.
You
Gonna throw up a.
still will cast Sanctuary?
Yep, I already cast it, so
Okay.
that's my mistake.
Oof. Hit on that one.
I did. It didn't roll with advantage though, so can I
Yeah.
take another shot
Roll
at that?
another one. Yeah. Just click on the
Okay, so that'll be a 22 to hit.
Okay, for 8 damage.
Yep.
Perfect.
that's it for me.
Balkan stays hidden behind the bushes, but he puts his head out and is like, you're doing great. Keep on doing it. But try to not hit it with anything like fire or acid that could damage the meat. I suggest you keep using arrows and your fist. That should suffice. And although it might not appear as that, that is actually a bardic inspiration from him. So I'll try to use it once on each one of you. So the first one he uses on is Tyonia. Oh my god, my PC is struggling tonight, guys. It's getting ugly. But never mind. Next is the Manticore. And it will use a bonus action to do this. Remember when I said that since you guys had such powerful characters for early levels that I would be using homebrew content on the fights, right? The Manticore I'm using is the same as the Monster Manual 2025, but with just one difference. It has a bonus action from the Manticore of another source book, from the Flea Mortals source book, which is a third-party Monster Manual kind of content that has more creative and different abilities for monsters, such as Trumpeting Howl. Each enemy within 120 feet who can hear the Manticore must succeed on the DC 13 Wisdom save or be frightened of the Manticore for 1 minute. It can the save ends at the end of turn. If the initial saving throw fails by 5 or more, a creature is also dazed while frightened in this way. So, DC 13 Wisdom save for all. Nice. Okay, Wretch.
I'm going to use the inspiration die.
Yeah, I was about to remind you of that.
That's better.
Nice, 19. Okay. Luckily for you, the Manticore can only use that once per day. So as the creature howls loudly, you can see the flocks of birds flying in distress out from the top of trees everywhere near 120 feet of the Manticore. All animal life in the area seems to be scared of such a phenomenal beast. All but yourselves. So, it is still the creature's turn. It is still has its multi-attack. It will use a rend attack on Cash, for he is grabbed onto it. Oof. 24 to hit, 11 damage. Cash, you had Blade Ward
He's
before.
Sanctuary.
Oh yeah, you're Sanctuary. I forgot. So it's a what is that? It's a Wisdom save, right?
Correct.
Wisdom saving throw. 12.
My DC is 14.
Okay. Do I have to choose another target? Either choose a new
That's correct.
target or lose the attack. Okay.
So
But Rend is a melee attack. And Ratch, you're 30 feet below on the ground, right?
that's correct.
Okay, so he loses one of his attacks. And,
Woohoo!
and he needs to choose another one for his tail spike, which will be Wretch. Oof, and that
Remember,
one misses.
I also have him grappled, so he does get disadvantage of attacking other creatures than me.
Yeah, but remember that I said that since the creature is large, I mean you spend an action to do that, right?
Yes, it's been managed to grapple.
Okay.
To try to do the grapple effect. I think I'm allowed to do something one large bigger than me.
Yeah, I just don't think you can grapple with acrobatics. It has to be athletics. But since I was
As a monk, I am.
okay, so you're correct.
I
But
think with new rules, the monk is allowed.
mhm. Either way,
Dex instead of strength for the attack or damage of an armed strikes. Bonus addition grapples shows an option of an armed strike.
either way, I had already failed that attack, so I pass on to Tyonia now.
Tyona's gonna shoot her bow at the Manicore.
Okay.
That was almost a nat 1.
Okay, for 4 damage, I believe you also have your sneak attack applied to it. Oh, actually, you do have you hide it the last turn, so you can roll with advantage. Again.
Yep. Oh. Okay.
And a crit fish.
Yes. Okay, still a hit.
Uh,
So 4 damage plus 1d6 from the sneak attack. Plus 1.
1 more damage. And then she's gonna move around here. And with the bonus action, she's gonna hide again. And that'll be me.
Okay. Roll another stealth. And the next one to go is Cash. Cash.
Can I wiggle my way on his back to kind of grab his neck and his head and just punch him in the face?
You can.
So I'll do no flurry blows, just 2 unarmed strikes, 1 for action and 1 for a bonus action. And I'm
Okay.
just gonna try to hit him in the face.
Okay. Once you do, you will lose the sanctuary protection. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, it hits for 7 damage.
Just attack. Then my second attack is bonus action.
Hits as well for 8. The creature is now badly injured and bloodied. So that's an
And I
action
will
and a
just
bonus
keep
action.
hanging on. And I will just keep staying on him.
Okay.
That'll be for me.
Wretch, what do you do?
Wretch will. I don't know if this will spoil the meat, but Wretch will target it and drag his claws across his shield as he casts Toll the Dead.
Yeah, it's DC 14. Oh, I didn't select it. It fails, so 5 more points of damage.
Actually, that should be a D12 because it's
Yeah.
already taken damage. So it'll be 11.
So 6 more than I already reduced. Anything else?
And as a bonus action, Retro, because he would have had to put his staff away for this, he'll draw his staff back out and recast Shillelagh on it, and just scream at the thing to come down and get him.
Okay. Perfect.
And that's it.
Balkan. Oh no. I mean, try not to use that, will you, wretch? And he gives you bardic inspiration.
Too much spice.
The Manticore is now has already descended 15 feet, and now an additional 15 feet for it's grappled. It cannot fly as much as it would like. Now we felt the sanctuary. It will attack twice on Cash, trying to release itself from his clutch. 22 will hit, I believe, right? Just
Yeah, we'll hit.
and what does your blade ward do?
It's a 1d4 minus to its attack. So, but even if it were to roll a 4, you would still hit me.
Okay,
It's 17.
so 6 points of damage. Now for the second attack. 13 doesn't hit, right?
No, it does not.
Okay.
I need to make a concentration check, right?
Yes, to keep concentrating on blade ward. This is that. Yes. You're good to go. Tyonia, what do you do?
Fiona is going to shoot another arrow because she was told not to use fire.
Once again, roll. Click on the arrow pointing up next to the 22. Oof, almost. But yeah. The creature is already near death. You deal 4 points of damage plus 1d6. Plus 1 again.
Iona really wants to make sure she doesn't spoil that meat.
Yeah.
She's just clipping at the edges.
Probably loading its wings full of arrows. And then since it's so close to death, I don't think she'd move or hide. So that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Cash, the creature is near death.
Are we on the ground or are we still
Yeah,
flying?
on the ground. And
Or
you're,
on the ground?
and you're still holding on to it.
Okay, so I'm gonna flavor it, but after the attack. I will do an arm strike. Hopefully I will hit it, kill it.
Oof, 8 points of damage. That's a weird moment when my brain stops working and I start speaking in Portuguese again. But 8, not oito, 8 points of damage will suffice. Cash,
So,
describe to us how do you finish off this
Oh.
magic?
so since I'm having my arms around its neck, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a suplex on it. I'm just gonna lift it over the back of my head. I'm gonna slam it on its back, and it's just gonna flat all over the floor on its back.
Dice.
Now we look at you guys. It goes, "This is how we do it." Motion to Balkan, come on down.
Amazing, amazing. You did great. I knew I could count on you. I can't wait. Now, help me, help me. Let's skin the damn thing and prepare the meat. It has to be done really quickly if we want to keep all the juiciness of the meat. And he asks for your help, and he starts doing just what he told you. And it will take some time. It will take at least an hour, maybe two, to skin the thing here in this place. So since you also spend a few hours traveling from the city towards uh, towards this forest, you will see that night begins to fall. And with that, Balkan also suggests it's too late and too dark to return to the castle. Why don't we camp out here and return tomorrow? No need to worry about the meat, it will be okay.
If that's what you suggest, I guess we could do that. Um,
Everyone agrees then?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We will see about if anything disturbs or interrupts your rest in this forest. But one thing you can already start pondering is about your level 3 features, because this manticore was a deadly encounter for 3 level 2 characters. And it's enough for you to get your next level up. We'll just have to wait for the